Welcome back, friends. For today and the next few episodes, Sarah and I are going to be talking about prophets and devotions, the seven sorrows of Mary, Rosary. So, if we recall very briefly from our last set of episodes in our show, prior to this one, so that one is the broad view of the various seven sorrows of Mary. This one, we're going to come in and look at the Rosary and of the seven sorrows and how that came to be. And we necessarily have to start with definitions. And so let us define the word rosary. It is from the Latin word rosarium, a rose garden, which refers to a set of prayers, such as, but not always having to be, the Apostle Creed, Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory Be. And they're recited in a particular number and order and pattern while meditating on the various mysteries of Christ's life. And the 20 mysteries of the Rosary that most Catholics in the Western Church are familiar with would recognize it as being four groups of five each: the joyful, the sorrowful, the glorious, and the luminous which was added by John Paul II as a point of meditation. And it is also in the third major section of prayer in the Catechism. So, medieval piety from the Catechism 2678. Medieval piety in the West developed the prayer of the Rosary as a popular substitute for the liturgy of the hours. In the East, the litany called the Akathistos and the Paraclesis remained closer to the choral office in the Byzantine churches, while the Armenian, Coptic, and Syriac traditions preferred popular hymns and songs to the Mother of God. But in the Ave Maria, the Theotokia, the hymns of St. Ephrem or St. Gregory of Narek, the tradition of prayer is basically the same. Paragraph 2708. Meditation engages thought, imagination, emotion, and desire. This mobilization of faculties is necessary in order to deepen our convictions of faith, prompt the conversion of our heart, and strengthen our will to follow Christ. Christian prayer tries above all to meditate on the mysteries of Christ's life, as in Lectio Divina or the Rosary. This form of prayerful reflection is of great value, but Christian prayer should go further to the knowledge of the love of Jesus Christ, to union with him.
I was just kind of taking some notes on what you were saying. I liked how you put it. I hadn't thought of it this way, but if you could go back and repeat that part where you're talking about that this meditative prayer engages thought, imagination, and then there were two other subpoints to that I thought were really...
Okay. Yes. Yes, it engages the conversion of our heart and strengthen our will. I think that's it. Meditation engages thought, imagination, emotion, and desire.
Oh, emotion and desire, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's paragraph 2708.
Okay. Oh, so that's right directly from the Catechism?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a really it's a really simplified kind of definition. I was actually talking to my kids in class as to, those were some of the things that we were actually talking about, because we're doing a philosophical study of grammar, right? How does grammar help you to understand logic, right? And that was one of the things that we were just talking about in terms of the definition, is really what is a thought? What is and emotion, and how are those two things engaged to really that, you know, that broadening of the imagination, which, and it's interesting because in that book it also talks about how the increase of language and the increase of those emotions joined together with the imagination then increases our desire, right? Those four things really do function together, like in that sense, philosophically. So really it comes down to, what is it that you're going to think about? What are the emotions that you're going to engage? What elements of prayer can captivate the imagination, because we want to increase the desire for loving God. And as you had brought out, those four groups of five sets of mysteries that have been given to us in the Rosary, that is most commonly known by people, they really are that. It's that kind of juxtaposition of Lectio Divina with the imagination, right? That helps us to really engage more deeply in the kind of the hidden life of Christ. I mean, some of it is not so hidden because it is discussed a little bit more concretely in the scriptures, but some of it we do have to really, engage the imagination, and thereby hopefully whet the appetite for a greater desire or longing to know Our Lady and to know Christ more intimately.
That's correct. That's correct. And that uh, beautiful mirroring of these four aspects of prayer: thought, imagination, emotion, and desire. Um, I think I, I think the Rosary, and I will also posit the Sorrowful Rosary of Our Lady. Um, I don't think that could be a human invention,
Right.
because either one of those devotions uh, so nicely
Right.
unite them
Right.
that I just don't think we're that clever. I don't think a human person is that clever.
Well, you
That's
don't see it anywhere else.
no.
I mean, you don't see the union of those things drawn very clearly in any other medium. You may have aspects of that in, certain elements that might spike the imagination, or certain things that might rise to, to elicit an emotional response. But to so economically draw together those four elements that are fundamental to human knowledge, um, yeah, I think you're right. I think that it could only be divinely inspired.
That's right, and it spans
Mm.
age and intellectual capacity.
Right,
So,
right.
in many ways, I think it's just beyond that we could have all come, somebody or some group of people could have come up with.
Right.
All right, my friends, let us pick up in the next episode with Dominic, one of our prophets we'll look at. Till then, be days at Rochdale.